Is there any harm in us becoming a little closer?
Plenty.
Is that right?
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentagast, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lady.
So you were the right hand to the Divine?
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
But what does a right hand do, exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinian knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentagasts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentagasts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
You don't think being noble gave you opportunities others don't have?
An opportunity to be decadent, perhaps. To be useless to anyone but myself. The Pentagasts are... most are fat. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
I'll let you get back to work.
Yes?
What do you think of the people you work with?
Who do you mean?
What do you think of our ambassador?
We have little in common. How she delights in meeting with nobles, but I enjoy working with her. Some Templars have joined up. Cassandra may have Did you need something?
Is there anything I should know?
Not at present. Who do you mean? Cassandra may have declared the Inquisition, but I enjoy working with her. Some Templars have...
For she who trusts in the Maker, fire is her.
Still got demons pouring out
As the
the
moth
rift.
flies to go fire and
You're worried about the rift. I understand that.
Need something? I'll tell you what I can. Yeah, not...
Greetings, Herald of Andraste.
these truths the Maker has revealed to me.
Researcher
As
Manev
there is
wishes to
but
verify with you.
Mistress Lavelle, do you have a moment?
There is but one God.
Did you need something, Ambassador?
Yes. Well, not precisely, but I should like to know if anyone here has treated you unkindly, Herald, for being an elf.
If they have, they've been stealthy.
Good. Please let me know if that changes. If we're to convince the world that Andraste's herald is an elf, the Inquisition must give you its utmost support. Stories of wild Dalish elves have grown even more outrageous as people learn of you.
How have the rumors gotten worse?
I would prefer not to repeat them.
Give me something.
Stealing children, selling peasants to slavers, burning down villages, using infants for blood magic. Those are the stories about your fellow Dalish. I won't repeat what they've said about you.
Isn't the magic just as much a problem as my ears?
It depends which way the wind is blowing. Magic is meant to serve man, the chant teaches. Close the breach, and we can claim that is why Andraste chose you. Hopefully it will be enough to replace this gossip about the Dalish.
The humans telling those tales are the first to take a knife to someone with pointed ears. My clans defended ourselves against them more times than I can count.
Really? I had no idea. I will do what I can to end this slander, Herald. It may help if I know more about how you and your clan lived.
We were at the mercy of everything. Foul weather, disease, village mobs. I always wanted more from life.
You found it. In a spectacular fashion, I might add. Still, you must miss your clan.
If I'd never left home, Josephine, I would never have met you. That would be the greater tragedy.
What? Really? There is more to this, Mistress Llewellyn. Whatever comes, your role as Andraste's herald will mark your clan in history.
Elves have been swept under the rug, or worse, rarely acknowledged as a part of this world. This is our chance to be a force no one can ignore.
History should look out. I believe you will succeed. Thank you for your time, Herald.
If you find anything, please bring it in. Hello? Can I help you with something? Travel safely.
Has Cassandra spoken to you about my new recruits?
They are not your recruits, Commander. They're ours.
Herald of Andraste. I've heard the stories. Everyone has. We know what you did at the breach. It's odd for a Dalish elf to care what happens to anyone else, but you'll get no backtalk here. That's a promise. Inquisition Scout Harding, at your service. Well, all of us here, will do whatever we can to help.
Harding, huh? Ever been to Kirkwall's Hightown?
I can't say I have. Why?
You'd be Harding and... No, never mind.
Ugh.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
We should get to business. The situation's pretty dire. We came to secure horses from Redcliffe's old horsemaster. I grew up here, and people always said that Dennett's herds were the strongest and the fastest this side of the Frostbacks. But with the Mage Templar fighting getting worse, we couldn't get to Dennett. Maker only knows if he's even still alive. Mother Giselle's at the crossroads helping refugees and the wounded. Our latest reports say that the war's spread there too. Corporal Vale and our men are doing what they can to help protect the people, but they won't be able to hold out very long. You best get going. No time to lose.
This might interest you, sir.
What is it?
This could help us. Nothing to report, sir.
Apostate! The apostates have fled to the hills.
Wolfunderdog are back again, and this is our second content on this one. Inquisitor Dragonov or something like that. So we're continuing off, and like I said, we're going to just do the quests into the game. We're doing like we're done having one previously, done all the stuff in the side quests, collected a bit of stuff and all that, and then it's just gradually like taking over, getting more power. So just moving over maps and that. So that's what it's going to be like to the rifts. So this is that's it. The outer skirts. So we're doing the outer skirts of the map. So we're doing the hinterlands. The hinterlands. That's how you say it. I'll explore all this map, so it'll be like doing different district maps, different maps. Again, taking over getting the rifts and stopping the demons, and it won't be just demons. It'll be like mercenaries or like bandits or whatever you want to call them, ghost stoppers on the road. So as usual, just collecting all stuff and then just crafting. We get loads of stuff to craft and craft armor. different things, materials, armour, weapons, that, and give to your companions or yourself. Also, there's like add-ons on this which you can have in the game, and schematics and all that kind of schematics for your legendaries, better gear for yourself, like health and that, and stronger armour. Deflection depends on your craft, if you're a mage, a warrior, all these kind of things.
Templars and innocent people caught in the middle. Some things never change.
So like there's Templars and that in the middle of this war that are not aware that have like went against. There's all these different clans and guilds, however you want to call them. Oh, hello. Fire Drakestone. Castle.
You know, not every dwarf likes caves.
Just remember guys, and if you're ladies out there, to like and subscribe as well, enjoy the content. Might not be best describing this, just one of those things that your days or just going like kind of sort of speedrun sort of thing, just play through the thing instead of doing an intro. Sometimes I'll be streaming the thing, I won't do the intro or forget or just can't be bored because I'm doing other things. But like I said, content's going out, our gameplay's coming out, you know, there's stuff that I'm putting out and playing different games, so it's kind of hit and miss, and like I said, reputation of YouTube and art where a lot of people on it are, I've got there's quite a mess on YouTube or any platforms. It's quite a mess with a lot of scammers and that, especially ones that are well known on YouTube for some reason that are coming out with stories. I don't know why everyone's scamming things. What is the deal with everyone that just scam people, just like con people? It's like I can't stand that. But I don't know, like the other person that I'm finding out that I've just checked on someone's channel is Mr. Beast. Apparently he's a scammer. I'm thinking that's not looking good if that's true, because he has spent, a lot of people have gave him a lot of money, and he apparently so-called has done charities. He's done like a lot of things, gave away a lot of stuff, he's done a lot of things, so I wouldn't have thought he was a scammer, but when thinking about it, a lot of these things, it seems to be where they're doing things and then somehow they're coming out. I'm not saying everyone is, and hopefully he's not, because he's done a lot of things. He's so-called had website charities, he's done like, I don't know, like giving money away, and like he had loads of money. So I think the question with these YouTubers, or like where they're spending time playing games or whatever they're doing, or I don't know what it is, man, like but when they have all that stuff, have that money, but it's the way they've done it. And like I said, if you're scamming people just to get a click and a like or follow or something, that's quite sad, Colin. Like I said, this is why I find it very sad for smaller channels that try to just put the content out and try to do it legit, and then yet they're getting these like guys that are doing these platforms and everyone's following them. That's why it's a complete mess on social media in general, because it's like you can't tell who's legit and all that. And like I said, if anyone's wondering what I'm referring to, if you watch like it's Simon, the Simpson or Simon or whatever it is, like the twins, like there's guys that do channels that they do different things, that they commentate themselves on someone else's platform, or where it's body cams or whatever it is. But this one especially is like the YouTuber Mr. Beast. If anyone's familiar, should be familiar with him, because he's a big YouTuber. He does a lot of content. He goes about travelling around the world in a sense. He's done things in America. He's done a lot of things. He's done like game shows. He's done like kind of like things where, if I'm referring to the right person, he's done a lot of things, and apparently he's done charities as well. But it's just a complete mess. And like I said, like someone's posted someone saying that he's not legit, or he's like putting products or stuff, or like selling things to young kids and that are not like good for them. That's very unhealthy. like I said, I haven't really checked the channel yet, but like I said, it's not looking good if he is, because he has a lot of followers, a lot of subscribers, a lot of influence. He's influencing a lot, so I'd say influencers, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be a mess if he is another scammer, another con artist, however you want to call it. But it shows you how naive on these platforms people are spending their money on things. Like I said, I can't blame the person, but you can blame the person that's putting things on it and it's not being legit, and literally it is, and their sites, if their sites are not legit at all, especially if they're doing charities, and it's been a common thing where it's companies or charities where they're not, their site's not legit, so it's kind of like it's a fraud. But if anyone wants to check out Mr. Beast, that's another check out. There'll be a couple of channels, maybe some point where Mr. Beast is his name's going to be popped up a few times, because I've seen one of someone else's channel that's doing a thing about him, and it doesn't sound good, because again this is the problem with the young ones on these things, is you gotta know who you're following and you gotta know if they're legit. And like I said, sorry, it's different when you're younger, and young kids, whatever age you are or younger, you're not really thinking about all that kind of thing. You're thinking, oh look, this guy's doing this. It's cool at the time, but when you look at it when you're older, it's a complete I hope, like I said, the only thing I'm bringing it up is because it's something that I'm doing, like I said, he is well known on YouTube. It's like there is other content creators, but I hope he isn't a scammer, because if he is, he has literally conned a lot of people, where it's adults, or where people have met him, or just literally subscribed to him or paid for a lot of members, or whatever they've purchased, or thought he's doing legit the charities. He's probably done like a lot of things, spent a lot of things, gave away a lot of things. He's been selling houses, he's done like puzzle games, he's done games, like I said, if you ever watched Mr. Beast, watch him, but like I said, there's like a thing pop up on YouTube where someone's now got a thing over him that it's not looking good for him. If I've read it correctly, I've not seen the channel, but there's like a couple of body cam, not body cam, sorry, like a couple of like channels that are putting names up where they're looking into scammers, or they're looking into someone like that has done things that's not good. So it's a bit like Andrew Tate in a sense. It's actually Mingley different. His status is he's got a lot of problems. Well, again, another influencer that is influencing a lot of young ones. It gets to the point where it's not just 16-year-olds, it's like now 12-year-olds that are getting influenced by Andrew Tate and actually listening to the message and don't understand what he's recommending. He wants masculinity, and like I said, I would agree, masculinity, there's a lot in that world. If we take Sims, if we take a lot of people that are just like soft, and if we go soft and weak, and then I get it, but like I said, the message, what he's trying to progress, what he's saying is different, and this is the problem where education, it's going into schools and all that kind of thing. So again, influencers, I would say, are not a good thing. I think if you get the right people you follow, they could be a good force, but unfortunately it's hard to tell. This is why it amazes me when people say, I find it hard to believe when people say that they follow someone in this day and age, they may like someone, but like the fact of they're obsessed by them or a fan of them. Like I said, you get fans that like songs or like celebrities and all that kind of thing, but for me, I couldn't, like, there's been people I've liked, but I'm not obsessed by them. But I couldn't invest in someone into that point where I'm a fan, or I'll go to all their concerts and all that. It's not my type of thing. Or just be a fan. Like, I might like their thing, but like I said, as a person, again, by a person, if you look at celebrities, wherever at Hollywood or wherever it is, it's woken, and it's very, a lot of them are it's quite poor on what they stand for, and they've got all that money, they've got all this influence, and yet they treat people like shit. So again, it's though it's 2026. I think again it's one of those things where it comes to social media, where it comes to influencers, especially influencers that go on platforms that work broadcast. A lot of them are not legit. I'm saying there's a few of them where it's just like if they bring conspiracies or that kind. Conspiracies is a dangerous thing, I think, and like I said, like where it's Canonorians, or there's nothing wrong having an opinion or having something or stating, but there's a difference between stating something and stating facts. The only reason I'm bringing this up while I'm playing this game is it really is highlighting the point of another influencer like Mr. Beast is propped up on YouTube, and it's not for a good thing. And like I said, there's probably other ones, like I said, so it's not like it's getting to the point where is there going to be another one like, say, what's that, Mr. Twitter P or whatever it is. I know he done another content games and that, and like I said, there's not a lot of influencers where you're trying to think of what the legit stand for. Are they legit? And like I said, again, it seems to be the ones that a lot of kids that seem to like is kids that are so like adults that are trying to. It's weird. Like you have to make another character be someone else to get like some of that kind of thing. I just find it weird, mate. Like when it comes to games or that, like I said, if it's geeks and that, it's just like Twitter Pie or whatever is that YouTuber name, I can't remember. I'm like big slobby fat guy. Like he's a big guy that didn't really play games and play characters and then he collaborated. But I just thought to myself, lose a bit of weight, be a bit manly, you know, get out of the phase of being a character and do something else. Again, it's just a guy sitting on the camera and making play games. I'm all for playing games. I'm all for supporting people, and like I said, I just feel like it gets to a point. It gets to a point where it feels like we can't just sit back and, like I said, big hats. I would say big thanks to the people that go on platforms that actually where's ridiculing, not ridiculing, but like actually stating facts about persons that if they're legit and all that over time, and like I said, the influence. I think that's a good thing. I think it's good that people that see the light and bring people to I wouldn't say justice, but like bring it to the mirror to make sure that people on this that are actually for the right people. But I guess it's just a mess. Because like I said, again, I could easily blame the parents, I could blame the tech companies, I could blame, there's too many problems on that like I said, again, like I said, it's easy said playing a game, but like I said, when it comes to like live streaming or it comes to shit like this, it's all about the people you follow. It's the same with music, it's the same way, like I said, anyone, like I said, it's different if you're doing music. If you're doing something, you've got a leash on something, that's what you should stick to. And like I said, there's too many people that go and do something else they don't have a clue about. And that's the problem, where they're experts in different things. There's that type of thing, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with having an opinion, but it's actually stating, it's knowing your facts and actually knowing what they stand for. I just think the whole thing is a mess, man. It's just that, like I said, I think there's it's not like there's too many influencers. There's always young ones that want to, right, okay, they want to bring their name, they want to be noticed and that, and that's they want to, if they generally want to make a difference, that's fine. I'm all for that. I don't have a problem with that. I just, again, it's just, it seems to be we can't seem to. We seem to just listen to people that don't have a clue what they're talking about. That's the problem. That's part of the problem, and also the messaging as well. And like I said, a lot of people are advocating for things and they don't have a clue. Like where that's political, where that's it comes to conversations and certain things. Like I said, I mean, like you gotta know what you're talking about, otherwise you look silly. And like there's too many people, influencers, where it's on TikTok, where it's on these things that just seem to spew their nonsense. It's the same way the left wing. Again, if anyone that listens to tons of women on these things, left wing extremists, they're insane. they're fucking insane. And I say this again, and then because, and I'll bring this up because I watch a lot of things, a lot of channels, I watch a lot of body cams, I watch a lot of different stuff. That in my time, because there's nothing else to do on our age or for the young ones these days. The big thing is social media. That this is the problem, and it's just sad how far down the rabbit hole we've went. We've took it too far. Like we've literally just allowed it. It's normal on social media, but what's normal is what everyone's advocating for, and I mean, there's like 2 influencers right now. Andrew Tate's always getting court case every time. Every time you hear his name propped up, there's always a mixed message. Young ones like him for his masculinity, wants men to be men and stop sitting in the house and stop putting weight and actually do stuff with themselves and their lives. Want them to get fit, they want to get them independence. The messaging is again, for him, he's different. It's his messaging, what he's saying. He's saying mixed signs. He's saying one thing, but what he's saying is wrong because it's how he's saying it. He's not correcting himself, and again, he's failing that aspect. And like I said, it doesn't help with his court case, especially with alleged allegations. But again, 100% understand. There's 11 appeal courts. From what I know, there's 11 cases that he's disputed and he's passed, and it's just been women accusing him of things. But again, every time he wins, women are going to keep saying that he's that. And I'm not going to say it on YouTube because, you know, it's one of those things. That's the only reason why I don't come on this podcast much, but when I'm thinking about it, I just think that it's who you're following, and like I said, I'm all for masculinity, and like I said, I get it, and I think probably in this time, I suppose the question would be is why Andrew Tate fought, why you wanted to get into masculinity, and I actually get it because UK were getting soft as hell. I think young ones have nowhere to go. 100% agree with that, and there's not a lot to do. 100% agree on that. I think it is poor. The facilities, we take everything away. And like I said, but again, it could be like two-way. It could be young ones that are doing it to themselves, ruin it for themselves, or it's just there is no facilities. 100%. And it shouldn't just be like just for young ones. It's in general and adults as well. Adults are causing themselves. They're having problems too, and like I said, they're causing the damage where younger ones are listening to this crap. And again, it's if we go on about accountability as well, a lot of the influencers need to accept the accountability, whatever they say. And like I said, if they said something and then they realise, or that someone says it and corrects them, really they should be man enough, like Andrew Tate, to. And again, I say this to anyone that talks about masculinity: just be man up and just accept that. Maybe you said something and maybe correct yourself. It's just silly because, and again, it's ironic how he's getting cases coming up to him. He's got like 35 cases, 11 cases he's passed, and there's been where a lot of it's conspiracy or all that kind of thing just out to get him. I can kind of see his point, but it doesn't help him with him saying still saying stuff on podcasts if he's still doing that on his own time or wherever he's at. Like I said, he goes to Romania, which Romania is one of the worst places, and apparently for crime and for doing these kind of things. If that's the case, that's well known for that. And I'm not saying that's his thing, but like I said, I understand the story, his background. I've listened to the BBC, the BBC iPlayer. Like I said, again, media and BBC iPlayer, their reputation on putting stories out and media, because they can, you know, clip things. And like I said, but I listen to it and I kind of get it, but where you disliking that, I think just what it is women just seem to just do this thing where as soon as someone says something, they automatically assume this, where you need to know them. It's like everyone needs to know the facts before accusing someone, and it feels like that for that type of person. But what he does on his podcast and what he's it really is a mess. And like I said, there's another, like I said, that's just one story. There's Mr. Beast, and again, that's another cropped up story that seems to be.
I am surprised you decided to remain.
It seems to be I hate to say this, but it seems to me now it's like
Just
every
say
time they're big
I
and all that
wondered if you
over
might
the years
leave
and
now
years.
that we have a plan to seal it.
Ah, because I am an apostate. I might flee before the Inquisition throws me in chains. I take my commitment seriously, Seeker. Come what may, I will see this through.
As you wish. Though I cannot guarantee what will happen in the days to come.
Let me fire something real quick before we fight Batman. Yeah, so I'm bringing this into the game and just thought I'd just give this heads up to everyone. If you do watch like people's thought process or opinions or anything like that, you know, if you're into that or watch that, I just think there's a lot of influencers that seem to be cropping up, and it seems to be big ones. Like Mr. Beast has been around for a long time. He's been around the block. He's played a bit of games. He's probably done like, you know, he's done that, and then he's went from other things to other things to other things. But on this channel, someone's put a post up, a channel up, and where it's him or it's not a good thing, because the person on the channel does a lot of things where scammers, or it's this, or if it's someone that's done things like killers, or like it's like stories, very serious bad stuff. But it doesn't look good for him, and like I said, there's been a lot of people that have followed him, and probably that gave a lot of things, a lot of money to him. And I'm not saying, like I said, I've not seen it yet, but if it's another influencer, it's not good. And there's too many people. There's too many people that have an opinion and don't back it up. And again, there's people that are advocating things, and like they're saying one thing, but then they're saying another thing, and it's mixed messaging. And then for young ones, again, I'm not blaming the influencer, but I just think a lot of the adults on the influence that are on these platforms need to actually start thinking about it and actually what they're saying. Because if they say something, and if young ones pick it up, and they know fine well young ones are on this, so it's silly how the platforms on this, where they're taking that long to sort things out. All these platforms are 18, are for adults reasons, is because there's a lot of nudity, there's a lot of swearing, there's a lot of race, there's a lot of different cultures, there's a lot of different meaning, and like where it's protesting, where people don't have a clue what they're watching, and it's kind of like, and there's getting these idiots that are taken in and literally taken into the point where they're going in schools, they're listening to it, and they're actually, this is what they actually think of reality, when actual fact. And I don't blame the influencers, I do blame what they're saying. If they stand by something and say stuff and they say a lot of hate, they should get banned, reported, and they should get off the platform. And like I said, it depends on the scenario, it depends on what if they're meaning a threat, if they're meaning stuff, entirely different story, then fair dues. Like I said, there's ways around it. But unfortunately, I don't understand why it's taken why the government had to get involved. I think the tech companies, the families should be watching out what they're watching, the content. Like I said, it's definitely playing games, like I said, but again, it depends on the game and who you're playing. Like I said, this is the problem with this. You're playing different people and all that kind of thing, and it's just like, you know, a lot of these guys, I don't know, young ones or whatever, are wanting to buy stuff off a lot of people on these things. It's like, stop spending your money on things like these. Spend it on random people you don't know. This is the problem. Again, this is where it's stupid. Again, a lot of the again, it's just silly how dumb we're getting. Like I said, find something that's legit as well, man. It's just like. Believe me, there's no one perfect on this thing, so it just... I think it's Simon Simpson, or the Simpson channel or something, not Simpson, but Simon something. It's just, I just thought I'd recap just to clarify things. Like Mr. Beast has been propped up, one of the biggest channels that's been on YouTube. He was one of the ones that was huge on this, well known, and like I said, now it's on someone else's channel. It's like he made So like I said, he gave away, done like a lot of games, he done like things for people to win, he's done competitions, he's done like charities, he's done selling houses, buying houses, he done kind of these types of things, but he done like as well games, but like I said, it's just going to be one of those ones that you hope it's no, and like I said, there'll be tons of fans that follow them, and like I said, whether they believe it or not, I just find that it makes you wonder how long it takes for people to dig into their stories, and somehow it's like they're this and that, and now they're all of a sudden now they're getting, it's going on channels. Like I said, I watch channels that are like where it's body cams, where it's cams, where it's, I watch a lot of things, and that's the interaction I watch. Like that. Although it's just like someone's sitting in a room and they're watching like, you know, just seeing what's the thing they're getting off on the channel, where they're getting the thing, their info. But I suppose that the surprising thing why I'm talking about is because Mr. Beast again is just big. That's surprised me because I thought, well, I don't watch his content. I have seen him, he is huge though, heard about him, he's done a lot of things, I've seen a bit of it, I've watched a bit of it, I don't watch a lot. It's just, again, it's on someone else's channel that does a lot of things where it's just whatever they get on their wherever, they get links to the channel from sort of thing, it's that's what's happening, you know. But like I said, there's different influencers that influence at different points, that's my point. It's just kind of like where a lot of people that do games are obviously targeting young ones, or it shouldn't just be young ones, it should be adults as well that like come in and join the chat, join the community, join the channel, that's the point. I'm sick of seeing kids, to be honest, because it's just annoying. It's silly how it's happened, how all you use lot, and I get it, you go on a platform, but it's silly how everyone just seems to think, fling them on a platform, watch someone else's channel, but not realising he might be a good gamer, he might be good at this, he might be doing other things, you know what I mean, you don't know the person, like I said. I just hope for the stuff that I know what he's done sounds good, but there is too many people that are scamming people, there's too many people with that type of story where they sound good what I've said, but in actual fact, you know, again, it's the same with Karen's Owens. She's a conspiracy, she's done this all, she used to do things, she's a smart one, but she does a lot of conspiracies and stuff that's not true, that she's sort of making up in her head, or these stories come up inflammatory, whether true or no. It's a dangerous thing to do conspiracies, because if there's like a case and you're if you're doing it while there's a case going and you don't have a clue, you need to wait till all the facts are coming before you put your thought process. It's one of those things, and like I said, that's my point of this, is too many people on these things just playing people on platforms and not realising all those people they could be smart, they could be stupid, you don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of egos go by, but like I said, there is probably, like I said again, whatever the genre you like, if it's games, a lot of people whatever you follow, there may be good ones you've watched and grown up, but like I said, again, Mr. Beast, if we're referring to his channel name, when you're younger it may sound good what you've done and what you used to watch, but in actual, when you're older and you watch these other things and he propped up in someone else's channel that should be happening, this is the problem. And like I said, again, I don't have a problem with games, music, all these kind of things. It's just again one of those things, just clarifying to make sure that you might need to watch out for Mr. Beast if you're ever on the channel, or if you're on TV and you don't hear it, or it might come on TV, you never know. I mean, on news, media, it might possibly come, and hopefully not. And like I said, he has been on proper news, he's been on like a lot of things. It's where it's true or not. I still just don't get how people can, like, they make loads of money and all that and they're not happy. Why can't they just be legit and they can still get the stuff what they want, and they've gotten what they want, and hopefully, you know what I mean, and it just seems to be there's always something, there's always a bad story on YouTube where you hear things. And that's why I think it's the same with social media. You think someone is good, and then in probably real life they're probably a bitch or something, or they're not legit, and that's the problem. Again, with platforms, where people come on platforms, they want something off you or that. It's the same with manipulation. TikTok's worse for it. No matter what, especially guys, it's so bad, cringeworthy to see guys begging for money.
I hear
and expecting
reconstruction
money.
is progressing
I mean, I've seen a few people on TikTok. Like I said, I don't have a problem with. If you get money, you ask for things, you get likes, you want to send your gifts, you put a go up, fair enough for that. But it's this expectation or this kind of thing, delusion, man, it's sad as hell. And again, that's why I say to guys, man, just watch what you're doing, watch what you're spending, and be smart with your money. There's just too many people. It's the same with women. The women as well, man. It's the exact same thing. Like, women are bad for it as well, bitchy and all that, and kind of, you know, do what they want. But it's again propaganda, or when it comes to that, so women don't have a clue what they're talking about. That's the problem with most women. They just talk a lot of nonsense, don't have a clue. But
Excuse me, have you seen another Inquisition scout? Elven woman, answers to writs.
You said your friend hasn't reported back.
Well, she was supposed to be checking on some apostates. I'm on duty here, or I'd go look for her.
every time I go on the channel I speak about this, but I don't think I happen a lot. But I gotta clarify to anyone that does watch the channels that, and the young ones. I think young ones need to. I kind of agree, they should spend less time on social media, and like I said, it's good that, again, the government that had to get involved, and like I said, I don't think they should have, but like I said, if the government gets involved, and they've already did, they have done it, and like I said, and whatever you want to look at it shows you how bad it is. Like, if families are not doing anything, tech companies are not doing anything, it's just getting to the point where if you get government getting involved in these things, it's just going to make a right mess. And like I said, my point proves on TikTok, and I don't know why it's just one app. It's never like Snapchat, Instagram, or that kind of thing. Like I said, all these different things are different. Like I said, a lot of young ones, I'll grant young ones that are actually wanting to do less on social media. The ones that say that, they've got the right mentality, the right thinking. It makes sense, because you're sticking on a phone, you're sticking to a screen, and your mind is not developing. And like I said, there have been arguments, countless arguments, and it's already been done, proven. It's just, UK is just quite bad at developing or actually fixing things. I've always said this, that's why I say it's a complete mess. And like I said, a lot of these contents are not designed for young ones, and 100%. And like I said, there's influencers that are coming in that are just wanting something out of something, wanting to use people, pretend you're a friend or that kind of thing. And like I said, if there is legit people, like I said, it's hard to believe. And like I said, again, if you don't watch a lot of channels or watch somebody else's channel, then if you don't have a clue, there's pretty much no point saying anything unless you see a lot of people's channels. I actually watch like ones, like whatever the kind of genre. If you're just a gamer that watches games and plays games, just wants to sit about playing games, fair enough. Shouldn't really have an opinion on anything else unless you want to look at things and other things and find out what's happening in the world. I'm the type of person like that. I like to know what's happening just to find out where it's from America, where it's from here, where it's the UK, whatever pops up. I watch a different variety of different things. Where it's body cams, where it's Karens, where it's politics, anything, like just in general. That's what I'm used to watching. That's just to keep up with things and find out what's happening. Because I think it's better finding information out. I think when you grow up an adult, it's quite bad. And again, I get it, there a lot of people go on this to pass the time. I do understand it, I 100% get it. I think there's no balance, it's kind of just like, the monetization on these things should be done a long time ago. It's the same, like I said, games as well, like I said, again, it's not an argument, it's just one of those factual things. Is realistically, you're meant to be spending time 3 to 4 hours on a game, playing a game, or whatever, much like, and like I said, a lot of people don't have time to play games, but it's one of those things you have to sit down and make the time. And like I said, honestly, and again, I play it because I'm off the weekend. That's just, you know, work during the week and then I'm off the weekend. Not a lot of people get that. Maybe a few people, you know, it depends on the job and like I said, and networks and whatever. But preferably, like I said, I like to do other things. But it's just, again, the argument, there's nothing you to do. And like I said, this is for like viewers to come in, join the channel, pass the time, can talk, chit chat in the channel. That's it really. I mean, that's the idea, that's the whole point of live streaming, or you know, whatever you're doing, whatever your thing is, your blogging, whatever, you want to put your if that's yourself out there, play some games, whatever it is. I like the stuff where people are doing music, if they're doing like, you know, like if they're doing where it's podcasts or talking about things, or talking about like where it's law enforcement, where it comes to talking about a lot of things. I don't mind that. As long as you have your facts, you know your facts, or you're commentating on it, or it's the same with football, you know. I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's good, but I just think it's the influencers who follow who you follow. That's the problem, as well as parents and tech companies. They should be. It shouldn't just be the government. I think too many people are relying on the government to do things. That is the big issue. And this is the problem with social media, and it's growing. It's went to the point where now young ones are having an opinion. Young ones seem to know what's going on in the world, when actually a lot of young ones don't have a clue about politics. A lot of people don't really follow about things like that, or anything like that. So it's naive to let young ones think that they know everything. Not everyone knows everything. No one knows everything. That's my point. But it's getting to that point where it's just like, because like when you watch like an influencer that seems to know a lot, and you're taking it in, and then you're thinking this guy's smart, when in actual fact he's not as smart. He's probably just looked at it and not looked at the facts, or just gave his opinion. Like I said, there's a difference between someone giving an opinion and stating facts. If they're stating it and actually they know they're talking what they're talking about. And like I said, there is a difference, and that's where the mistake, where a lot of young ones on this that seem to be listening to that and then taking it in and going into schools and thinking, oh, Industry a great force in it, and they're listening to it, and it's ridiculous how it's being brought in schools, or how someone's listening to something like that at that age. That's my point, and this is the theory to the parents and the tech companies. I think the tech companies need to do more on what the channel is about, what does it represent, are they a good influence, or are they just, like I said, I don't care what they're doing. Like I said, if you want to, I mean like, to put it this way, right, there's adults. The reason the platforms are for adults is because they're adults only. It's the same with all the restrictions. There's too many restrictions on this, and the reason is because young ones come on these platforms, then they tried underaging it over time, and it's very slow how slow our systems, how we do things, how politics is just, they take their time in doing things. It shouldn't just be that. Oh, again, I slam down social media, I slam down on parents, I slam down on tech companies. Why isn't it that we have to rely on the government? That's the problem in the UK. It's the same way America. Like I said, if you put a post up, and like I said, that's your choice, and like I said, where you disagree with them, where you don't, it shouldn't be the person that puts it up. That's their choice, that's their thing. If you don't like what they said, if you don't like what they acted on, or whatever it is, and like I said, if you don't like the content, you can report it, you could just skip it, block it. That's it. That's the best thing I can tell you. That is the best advice I can give you. And again, it should be tech companies looking at things, and like I said, in my view, in my opinion, is, I'm sick of saying this, but like I said, I always say, if it's adults, if it's generally, if women want to do OnlyFans, if women want to do sex things, they want to go on apps and all that, let them do that. That's their choice. Like I said, as long as you're the right age, appropriate age, if you want to do that, it's the same thing. And like I said, there's companies for that. And like I said, if you want to be an influencer and you want to do things and you want to do that type of shit and you want to have sex, go on your platforms and do that. I get it, there's restrictions, and again, a lot of people do it and they have to hide themselves and because of the restrictions. And it's silly where they have private settings, they have this. I just think if you really want to do your own channel, you want to do whatever it is, you should be able to do it to a point. But like I said, again, I've said a lot of things, there's a lot of things that are going out of hand, there's a lot of people that are just scamming people, there's a lot of people that are just using people, there's a lot of people on this that are literally not legit, and like I said, they're saying things, and like I said, it's a whole mess. And again, I don't blame the person that posts things or when they say things. It's not their fault, they shouldn't get taken. Whatever they said, they should be responsible for what they're saying or what they're advocating for. But again, it should be them where we should ban people for what they're saying, or we should ban people if people are taking it in at an extreme level and taking it, that's their fault. And like I said, influencers should take responsibility and make sure that they know what they're talking about. Again, if your content is whatever it is, I'm not going to judge you on what content it is, depends on what I see. I don't judge people, but like I said, I just think, I don't know how else to put it, I just think it's bizarre, man. It's bizarre, the age and how it's going into schools. That's the problem. That's where it's like, it's fine if it's like if you're talking about games or like PewDiePie, you're talking about or you're talking about like gamers. Like, I mean, if you think of like the kind of content where it's just a playing games, sitting about, and a lot of people form harmless. But again, it's kind of one of those things. It's just unfortunate that's the content when you're playing games. That's the audience where people are following, and somehow they're accessing that channel. And that's up to the again I say it's again up to the parents, up to the tech companies. I don't understand why it is how it should be. The people that put in their streams, they should get the blame. I mean, again, it's a three-way or two-way thing, really. You could put as much restrictions and make it as balanced as possible, and like I said, I would say the platforms are too strict. I think there's like I said, if anyone does comment or wonder why I'm talking about this, it's just it makes sense, because in this day and age, this is the way it's always youngers that seem to have this thing where they go in things and they go in the wrong things, and there was always stories and there was always something where restrictions have to change this, because of this and this. And then like I said, adults don't help, and then when they do things and say things again. But all I'm saying is anyone is allowed to say what they want. They can say it to an extent, and like I said, and where you disagree with them at that time, or where it's a short post, or where it's a clip in it, and if someone clips it and it takes out content and not understanding, then that's the individual, that's not the person. Like I said, I mean, it's kind of like, I get influencers why they're frustrated with the media and all that, where they can clip something and then put something and make it in their narrative, which then all people listen to it, or young ones, and then or whoever it is, or if they get extremists or something, and you see these cases go on sometimes. So again, and this is why we get screwed over, because we try and do something, we try and put a platform for people to go on, and then we get like I said, it might, like I said, in platforms, when all these platforms came out, it might be a lot simpler, a lot easier. It was not as bad, but it was with a comment. I think it's getting worse, but like I said, they're slightly improving, but like I said, the damage is done from whatever influence on the works. I just think it's ridiculous that it's going into schools, man. Absolute ridiculous, man. Who's this with?
I'm watching you, Merrick, just so you know.
Well, that makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. What did I do now?
Nothing. Yet. Just keep it that way.
Merrick Tetris, paragon of good behavior at your service, Seeker.
I like him. It's just, it is insane the restrictions though. I have to admit, on YouTube, where it comes to, especially, I mean, just, I think if you look at the policies, the restrictions, like I said, I mean, a lot of people have dived into these kind of things over the years and time, and like I said, it's just a shame. It's so stupid, like I said, the politics when it comes into this, it's silly, and especially people that are putting in things that they have no right to. I mean, it's silly, I mean, like, it's just... It's just a real fuck up, to be honest. It's just the fact of how long it takes people to put things in or implement things and then do things and act on this. That's the problem. And like, especially people, I think if you're going to monitor and make sure, you know, like I said, if they're doing nothing wrong on one platform and then they're doing other things on other platforms, it's kind of like one of those things. It's like, I don't know. Like I said, I would, for me, if people are posting things like nudity and all that, I don't really care about that. To be honest, that's fine. It's human nature, and like I said, I mean, if that's their type of thing, that's fine. Like, but again, it depends on the content. Like I said, who's watching it. Like I said, I mean, again. When I think of like content and that type of thing, I think adults should be watching it. It shouldn't be underage and all that kind of thing. That's my view. Like I said, it's not naive. I think that the fact is, if people are failing to not realising that the content is, there's an age element to it, and there's like kind of policies that constantly come in and change every time, and it's then we get backlash because of it. Not just me, just know in general, like if people are make content, or if they're just saying things and they have to do this, they can't say this in certain contents because they can't say it, and it's silly. So I honestly, I don't know, man. Like I said, I just think, like I said, there's companies and there's things that want to do that, but like I said, I just think social media should, it's not really balanced. That's my point. It's not balanced. I mean, if you're just average casual gamer playing games or that, it's like simple and that, and then you have to like edit and put things and sort things that say this is not age, that's the reason, and it's all that kind of thing. And like I said, I get it, but it's fucking, you know, when you look at all the platforms and look at it, saying that, there's a lot of women on these things on social media that only fans will do that, and like I said, they say a lot of things, and again they do that, and yet comes back to it, every time I stream this, it's always something that pops up on the, or different channels, where I see like a different channels thing where they've got something, and it's just like, it's always like something where it's a scam or something, and that's why I'm just highlighting on this, is just be aware of who you're watching. That's I think that's the best thing I can advise on anyone that's on this, is be aware and be smart about it. Like I said, if he's true and you like what he does, that's fair enough. Again, if you like that type of content, whatever it is, no judgment here. I think that's the problem. People shouldn't judge people as soon as they do things. I think it depends on like the merit and their actions. Again, it's, you can disagree with someone, but like I said, if you don't know them, then you shouldn't judge them. That's the problem.
Kill that warrior!
I like the one where people say listen and don't judge. I see some of them, it's funny the ones. I don't hear it all the time, but I just find it funny. They try and tell you something that's true about them and it's like yeah. Why do you have to go on social media and do that? I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I think another point, and I think maybe this is a lot of the, where it's in America or the UK or whatever it is, or the kind of trends, like the train things is bad enough. Like I said, I can get some trends, and there's a train thing where people are doing it, acting things and doing things where it's prank and all that. There's certain actions where it seems to be the kind of content creators that a lot of young ones, or like anyone that flicks through their thing is like the short videos where they're doing trains or pranks or that. I don't really condone that because, like I said, the young ones that are doing it and getting clicks or follows, their actions, they don't have a clue, they don't seem to care, and actually they're a bad example for young ones to follow, and that's the problem. That's where I stand, where again, a lot of young ones don't care or just put things in, they don't think of the consequences. Like I said, there's a lot of people that don't care, and like I said, I just find that this isn't a dig, or this isn't like, this is where I felt laughable when people say, no one is perfect in this world, but like I said, I say again, watch what you're putting out there, and like I said, it's up to you what you want to do, and like I said, do what you want. If you've got a podcast, brilliant, have an opinion, say what you want, where it's a channel, play your games, do your music. Like I said, I like that, I kind of like that accessories where people do their own shit, and that's fine. 100%, I'll go away. And like I said, if you're going to do something, I just think you gotta be aware of, like, if you do like pranks or if you do like things where shit like that, and you see these trends and they're not realising, they don't really care, they just seem to just go up to some random stranger. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I've seen videos of that where it's gone wrong and it's silly, and like I said, there's some funny ones that I think this seems to be a guy thing, guys that seem to do this and they don't think of the actions. That's the problem. And like I said, it's the same. Like I said, I mean, you see it in where it's like, for example, the gyms or women on gyms, where they go up to guys, or women are doing this and they're doing this on social media, you get guys doing it, or whatever it is they're trying to do, or there's some kind of thing. I'm not saying they're all, but it's kind of like, I don't know, man. I for guys on social media, it seems to be they use the platform and they don't use it right, or they try and do things and they're actually just getting themselves into trouble or something, or they're trying to piss someone off, and it's not a good thing. And like I said, I mean, like I said, to their own and karma bites them in the arse, and like I said, their actions, and again, a lot of guys, it's their actions of their impulses or the actions, and women are the same, and women are emotional, and like I said, a woman like are doing it for clicks and likes, and like I said, I think I can only go from what I've seen, experienced, and what I've seen, and like I said, what you see and your experience, what you see in your eyes, and like I said, what you see on these contents, it's not great. And like I said, it's just, I think the only thing I can say is find someone that is good, and if you like their content, enjoy it. And if you do find more information, and like I said, you can disagree with someone, you might not like what they do, and like I said, there's a lot of people where it's like you may disagree on their actions, and like I said, again, influencers, or it seems to be the top big ones that get to where they want, or get however they've done it, their actions on the way they do things and the mentality don't seem to be quite right. They're very delusional, and they want something immediately, and the way they do things, certain clips you can question. It seems like TikTok, when it comes to influencers, man, my god, their actions is unreal. I mean, there's a few ones, like I said in the past, and videos on these things that I've said, where it's on that or on this, it's horrible, and that's why I say I don't quite understand the age thing kind of is a fling off thing, because it doesn't make sense why they would want to watch that type of content. Like I said, I mean, it's again the trade thing where it's this all gimmicky, but it's not worth it. It's not worth copying someone that's doing something, because you end up in trouble or stuff like that. And again, no one's perfect, like I said, but I don't know. Like I said, I think if you put content out, that's it. If you're happy with the content, it should be simple. I'm quite casual. I'm not bothered about. I think everyone's got their own choice, their own right to do what they want to an extent, as long as you don't break rules. I just think it's just the way it's been done. Like I said, it's a shame. Because you try and give something and then it's always ruined by something where someone's went too far, and that's the problem. There's always like one or two or three, or you find these clients that go too far, and it's over the course of over the time, then trends come in and you get these silly trend pranks. I hate pranks. I just think they're so stupid. I don't think it's funny. Like I said, I don't mind a joke, or I don't mind like a scare and all that kind of thing, but I think it depends. If you know someone, you're going to do it to someone, but do it to someone stranger. I don't think that's. There's just too many problems with that, and it's not a good thing. And then it gets young ones falling it, and then doing the trends. That's the thing. And again, this is where then it gets to a point where it's I wish there was like an answer to solve this, like how to balance it, but there isn't a real balance. It's kind of it kind of should have been one-sided, because like I said, the moment platforms came out, the moment social media came out, and like I said, anyone can comment, and like I said, they can, whenever this started, whenever this had, it's the same with games. They always had age things, they always had rules, they always had restrictions on certain things. This platform, they don't allow this, in a sense, and over the years they've extended it, because again, human nature, we try different things, we've got different imaginations, we've got that, and there's always going to be like 3 or 4, there's always going to be a clown that's going to ruin it for someone. You're always going to get, it's the same way at school, it's the same way anyone adults, there's always someone that's going to step up or screw it up, and then it affects on how we do things. That's the problem.
I know you. They call you the Herald of Andraste for what you did at
All I can say, no one's perfect. I think it's
the Maker has not told me.
Most common on these things, and it's just because everyone's on social media. Not everyone, like I said, there's people that probably don't go on it, and like I said, props to everyone that does go on it, spend their time on this all the time, and maybe are not interested. I wasn't interested when I was younger. I never was interested in this. I probably watched YouTube, I probably done that, watched cartoons, usual, done my own thing outside and that kind of thing, whatever. I didn't really care about phones or the platform or anything like that. I think that was good for you. As a kid, you should be doing other things, not just on our social media, stay on a screen. I think when you're old enough, and at that age, at that peak or whatever age, 18, and like I said, when you're, like I said, 18 or you want to wait till 20, and then if you go on these things, there's a whole different mindset. And like I said, when you're an adult, when you're seeing this kind of content, the stuff that you're seeing now, and young ones now are seeing all this, it's not good. I think that's where the families or the tech companies, like I said, the tech companies 100% need to do more. I think not just putting restrictions in, the government have gotten involved in all this kind of crap. I mean, they're still talking about Snapchat, and it comes in the media over time and time, but I just think it's either one or the other. It's like you've put loads of rules in, you've put loads of restrictions, you're stopping adults from doing certain things on it, and it's like, how is that fair on adults when they've been on this longer? Again, it's one of those human nature is, it shouldn't just be equal. I mean, they're trying to do equal, they're trying to get everyone on this platform, and I just think it's not working with the amount of content you're seeing, and like I said, it's messing up young ones' minds. And it's going in schools. I mean, I keep hearing my sister or whatever it is that works in a teacher, as a teacher, and she says, well, Andrew Tate's one of the big influencers, Bonnie Blue and all that kind of thing. And like I said, I hear you, and like I said, but a 12-year-old's listening to Andrew Tate and saying masculinity, I'm thinking, that's insane. How's a 12-year-old even watching that type of platform, that type of content? I don't fully blame the content creator that puts out stuff. Again, there's other things. When someone puts a content creator, someone shares it and then uploads it loads of times and everyone shares that clip, that moment, it doesn't help and it gets into their minds. And like I said, this is the problem. You stay on these things and then over time, rinse and repeat, or it's they're not getting monitored, they're not getting checked on. I think it's the tech companies' families. It shouldn't be the government. The government shouldn't be getting involved in this, because you get the government involved, it's they wanting to control your life. That's the difference. But like I said, I'm off. If it got to the point where I just find the system, and like I said, if I don't know, like I said, this is one of those things that, like I said, it does get to be time to time, but I think it's one of the biggest problems for young ones in this seem to be this day and age of social media, is how much we're consuming and spending. Like I said, again, content, there's always content always getting uploaded, every video there's always something different, but I think it's the amount of consumption young ones are taking in, and the messaging and all that kind of thing. If they're just sticking to one content and watching, that's the problem. A lot of the conversations are adult conversations. A lot of the content may be for young ones, and like I said, there's a lot of so-called influencers that are younger that are young ones are following, but not realising the messaging. That's the problem. That's I keep reiterating saying the same thing, but I don't know how to solve it apart from less content, helps it to be monitored, the times on these kind of things.
I can feel rifts.
It should have been done a long time ago. They should have fixed this problem years ago when this happened. And like I said, again, it's one of those naivety where they think everyone's going to be okay, when not. When you give someone a platform or give them something, and like I said, not for all the platform, but it's been abused that much. It's been screwed on that much that it's unreal.
The chant of light was a lie. It was arrogance.
Like I said, it's the same. If you give the right person if you give a platform to someone and you use it correctly, it's fine. But then when you get the wrong person, that's where social media goes downhill on a lot of things. And you see all these influencers where they're scamming, or they bring their story, they said this, they said that medical condition. A lot of athletes have done it, a lot of guys have scammed people, or where it comes to...
I suppose it only natural that some would turn to worshipping the breach, if only in hopes of appeasing it.
I hate saying this, but like I said, this is what's happening in this day and age. This is the biggest problem. This is where it's going into places where it shouldn't be, but that's what's happening. And like I said, everyone's on the phones, and that's fair enough. Everyone is on the phone, everyone's got their tech in it. I just think it's balancing it, and it's trying to consume less of it, and as well as getting a balance. That's the problem.
There are Inquisition soldiers even here. I told you it would be safe. I'm uncertain, my lady. We could still return to your family's estate.
A real goddamn shame. But I'll leave it to you, and like I said, I've spent a bit talking about this as always. But it's just YouTube, like I said. I don't have a phone on me or TikTok or that at that time. And like I said, on these platforms, it's so big, so many people are on it. It's hard to even get views, because again, when you have so many people on it, you can't get your own content out, or maybe not. You can't get viewers coming in engaging, because there's so many and it's too many on it. That's the problem. You're getting nowhere. That's the irony. When you got too many people, you don't know what it's its reputation as well, man. Like I said, accept history and law, living and sistered, or okay. So we'll get this base operations. It'd be nice if there was any viewers that are out there, man, that could actually call and actually, message back to say, how they're thinking on social media, or just in general on these tech things, what they're thinking, because like I said, it's it's not really new, it's been out there, but like it's always been talked about. Whereas America, UK, West, that got similar problems.
You bear the mark of the sky. You honor us. You bear the mark of the sky. You honor us.
I need to toilet, man. Whether you're hearing this or not, because like the music kind of is blasted up in this game, so that's gonna be funny. Like it's not max, but it's kind of, you know, usual accents. I don't know if it's like a lost cause, these kind of things. I don't know. I just. It's just you're hearing stories. That's why I brought it up, because I just heard that one, and it doesn't look good when you're hearing big ones that have been on us for a long time, and then all of a sudden.
My father is gone. He wants to know now.
I love this goal, how it goes 60-65.
Travel safely. Travel safely.
I'm a lot here.
Feel the pull of the maker in the silence of the sky.
I don't know much about that. I know the makers in Templar would kill each other. I think the makers would be to find some place far away from them.
Queen Ashford states, reading this, there are those who believe the tale that until independent to looming threats to the Christ, yet this story legend spreads the Christ themselves. There's no more capability than promised and Mark still hustle for the truth of matter. Instead, passing kings and cities ground states the woman of royal grab towers. Watchful keep sight of everything. Walls. Oh, look here as well. Take my time as always. Skip pass. Yeah, I think it's just important that you gotta make sure the message here, make sure everyone's up to date with these things. It's just, I don't know. I mean, this is the thing. Like the trend these days on these things is body cams and all this kind of stories and that, and you know, stuff that's happening. And like I said, it's always like, it's a shame with big influencers and then they get themselves a little bit bored. Everyone, like I said, everyone's got their own problems, their own past or whatever it is that have done things or maybe not. You know, no one's perfect. But you know, it depends on how you feel about it. It's unbelievable the amount of people that follow people, and yet they're just not what they're portraying. And like I said, a lot of people that are fake and like I said again, influencers that are just on the camera, they put a persona on. That's another problem as well. And again, that's just things that when you're older you'll probably pick up on. Tongue, strange, whisper, disguises, inspiration, whisper, spirits.
Excuse me. While you were coming up, did you meet a young noblewoman with blonde hair and pale green eyes? Lady Venena should be here. We need to be together when the Maker comes.
Where would your friend be?
She is my love, and she should be here. I wrote to her weeks ago. I know the path up the hill is dangerous, but surely the mages and Templars would not trouble a young lady.
I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Please, if you meet my beloved, tell her I am waiting.
say made a bit. I made a bit of coin actually. Accessories, enchanted ring, enchanted belt, magic defenses. Oh well, I'm a magic. The ring of Hera, the ring of, what does that do? Ring of Pentry. Okay, just put like all these different rings that just, you know. Oh, hello. Ah, the rift. Oh, that's good. Ah! Oh no. Oh, don't you dare. Well, here. Be gone! How about that?
You are truly the herald of Andraste.
Is she? What if?
Keep your faith. This is a sign that we are on track. Are you reckoning what
No, I don't know.
Maker's tears. I was a fool to have doubted you. How may we serve you? Herald of Andraste.
Have the believers spread the word of the Inquisition.
As you say, Herald of Andraste. Some few will remain here, the rest will go forth to do your will. When the Maker calls you to your great purpose, remember that we serve.
Praise the Herald. How about influence? That's what we're all about here. Right, so we did that. Yeah, influence power. Because that's slightly improves, of course it does. Right, so check here. Hello.
Templar deserters.
Let's lighten these guys up.
Do you need anything? I should probably report back.
was having a picnic.
Yes. The mage must have been hunting for blood magic. The Templars attacked the apostates. I suppose I just got caught in the middle. So, the truth. I may have been, passing time with Eldreda.
I take it the Templars interrupted your very friendly picnic.
Yes. At first she was just a mage who saw me and didn't attack, but later we... So, are you going to report me?
Look, kid, if you can talk an apostate out of her pants in the middle of a war, you've got a gift. Use it. Make contacts, get information, and help the Inquisition. Do that, and our lips are sealed.
All right. I can do that. And thanks for going easy on me.
Ah. Wow, what a way to go. Spend a pat. You get a now I'm doing what she's doing. What was I going to say? I was saying they were having a pancake for a couple of minutes, and then Templars come in. They were making out, probably kissing, having a good time, having fun, whatever it was. But that's impressive. For 1,000 years that they've been trying to get the elves to talk and trying a human doing that, or whatever it is. Anyway, at least we got her now. She can bring influence, and she can do that. It's a good gift, a good dialect, good speak to convince people and do things, or get them on their side, allies. Great gift. Also, another pointer. I mean, there was another famous person as well, and this was unfortunately, like, apparently passed away. A YouTuber that used to play games on Minecraft. Seems to be these types of Minecraft where are big stars that come out and play games. They are dying out. Those types of people. I will admit. It's a shame. I mean, there's people that put content in games like Minecraft. Not my type of thing, and like I said, I do get it. Voiceovers and that kind of whatever the place. Not my type of thing. Minecraft. I think it's too childish. So it's strategy, it's like building things, like, I mean, like I said, it's not my type of thing, like I said, it's just too, I don't know if it's childish, it's just too boring, like I said. I mean, like, just like the sales board, like, you get a team a lot of times, you build things, you can customise things. I get the idea of the game, but like I said, it's good when streamers do things and they try and put like something, get more story to it. Like I said, it's one of those things where... What was the channel name? But it's like, it's one of those, that's where I think you get guys that try to make the community better, try and get games going and get them to go, and it's for entertainment purposes. I get it. Just can't really like I said, if you go on YouTube, you hear these things like a guy that spent time playing games and doing like voiceover and all this that story to it. It's always voiceover and characters. I think the point of doing characters like that, you know, it's always that. We are looking at this. I don't know how this is happening. That's my fault. Alright, wait, man. It's a little wait. another cropped up that's been cropped up this week or this past month. It was a gamer that played Minecraft, another one that's like, you don't kind of like the idea is they play games, they played voice, and they just had fun and they played with others and that kind of the same thing, man. It's just, I just forget a lot of these guys are adults, man, that play in the fucking games. You know what I mean? That's the problem, man. And this is where Minecraft and that, it's like, don't take it the wrong way, but I like playing games, but playing characters all the time and just fucking all that kind of thing, or just like sitting, I don't know. I get they're just putting the audience, putting the platform, and that's, I'm all for that. I just think, I don't know what it is with guys where it's this fantasy where I like to make up characters or do things, or like be a different type of person. Like I said, again, everyone's got their, I guess, their own niche. It's just, where it comes to Minecraft, the audience is limited because not everyone plays Minecraft. Like Minecraft is big. It's like Robot Box. But they two games have got their reputations, and it's not a good thing, especially with people or you're scamming or trying to get people to do things, which is, if you hear the stories on these types of things, it's no good. And like I said, there is legit people, good people that are trying to do things and make games fun and that, and I get it, I get the trend, they're trying to, you know, well, do this, play a scenario and that. I'm not type of fan. It's like RPA, GTA thing where people try to make characters or make up things and, you know, law enforcement. I'm like, I can't be bothered getting into that crap, man. I just want to play a game, man, you know what I mean? That's, I get it, that's the type of thing, but I don't know what it's all about, man. Why like I said, everyone's different, and stick to my line and demo and shit, like I said. I mean, if it's something, if I do fancy doing that, that's fine, but it's no reason why I go in a party chat and I want to do that. It's, all these party chats, man, are fucking ridiculous RP, and I want to do that with characters and everything. What the fuck is the America's Day, man? Do you know what I mean? Be up today, man. Oh, God. I don't know. Minecraft, not for me, not that type of shit, man. Robot Box, man, I've played that. It's my these games. Too young, man, like I said, PG and all that. It's fucking too boring as well. It's just, you build blocks, and I get it, you can make volcanoes, you can build some, you try and make something, and it takes hours and hours and past the year. Like I said, imagination you need for that type of game, and like I said, I get it, I get the trend that when gamers go and make a trend where they'll put characters and then they build something and they get people to come and help them out, and that's kind of good, that's the idea. It's quicker that way if you got a team and you build things, or help them with a house or a base and that. I get it, hunting or that kind of thing, or you can go and use like different mini games. I get it, Robot Box has got mini games, it's the same thing, but again, the bad side to it is you don't know who you're talking to, and like I said, there's people that are on that are trying to go for underage people. That's all I'll say. It's not new. It's kind of one of those things. This is why you have to be careful. I just think it's naive when Minecraft and Roblox get the reputation where, oh, it's this, yeah, it's not well known for it's known for that, but like I said, I just find that I think people forget the masking of that game is there's other shit that goes around on that game, shady stuff or however you want to call it. I'm not saying everyone's like that, but I just think people need to be a bit real, man. What's that guy's name that passed away? I mean, they made it's the same with all these games, man. Like, it's the same way, like, videos where you talk about, like, kids or stuff happens and they're just sitting about not socialising, or it's always like maybe an autistic person or something like that. And they're not doing anything wrong, they're just playing the game, the server. Like, I've seen a couple of videos where people on servers and that, like, where it's like, I think Apex? Or something like dinosaur lands where they're trying to breed and all that kind of thing, and then there's always clips about where on the server someone's just helping them get the loot. They don't do anything, they just sit about in the camp and all that for whatever reason, and I do get it, but again at the same time I just think to myself, if you're sitting about doing nothing, like, what are you doing? Like, it's not like, it's just when you think about it, I mean, someone's posting that, and like I said, that server and all these guys that are helping out and making sure this guy, whoever's been wrecking their games, I do get it, the servers are a nightmare. If you put your hard work into something and then someone goes into your server and destroys everything, or you make a basic base and you probably got maybe good loot, and then people do it and destroy it and just say I'm just doing it for fun and ruin your game and spend countless hours on where breeding and all that kind of thing. I get the idea, and I think that's where it gets annoying. I think the players that do that, they should be ashamed of themselves, because I just think it's quite poor, especially like I said, everyone's got their own problems, and like I said, I would agree in a sense. Games in this day and age, and the idea of games is to pass time and to get away from things, and then obviously and then come back to it and whatever it is. But I get that aspect to it. Yeah, but like I said, you have to question. The only thing I question to the types of stories is, fair enough, you're sitting about, but why is it you're spending the game sitting about and not doing anything in the game?
Shouldn't we travel the Val Royale now?
Though you may be helping out, like I said, I do get the story and all that kind of thing. It's just like the way I heard the story was as if he's sitting about, he's helping out, he's not doing much to his base, he's not doing it, and he's just kind of like, you know, giving people loot. He knows where everything is, basically, so clearly he knew the area, he knows what to do, he just doesn't feel like it, so that's where I'm feeling. But I think the thing I'm on about is, why was it you're not doing anything at that time, building your stuff or doing stuff? Because the impression I got was he wasn't doing anything. I don't know, man. Like I said, it's a nice thing in the server team. It amazes me when I hear that, considering the reputation on PlayStation or party chats in the social aspect is just a joke. People have no time for each other, no respect for each other. But like I said, it's nice if gamers do that, and like I said, I don't know if it's because of whether they hear a disability or they hear someone that's always on it that does things. And like I said, the big servers, I get the servers if you go on the same time and all that kind of thing, but I don't understand is where they find a person that does and sits about, and like I said, I've not seen it in a game. Or how it works. Like I said, I know there's people that trade and give away that know their knowledge and shit like that. I get that, and like I said, if someone does destroy the base, I think, yeah, to their own. If the server want to go after the person that's destroying everyone else's base, I get it. Tit for tat, it's what you get. I just think when it comes to services or like simulations or like simulations or whatever server games are a pain in the ass, because it's the same with Minecraft. You could build and give someone, trust someone, and then hope they don't do anything, and then they do things. I've seen stories like that. I've been in games like that where that's happened. It's like I said, again, I don't play Minecraft. I've played it a wee bit and all that kind of thing. I understand it, layout, and I've heard stories, and like I said, it's one of those. It's just interesting, the cases of what people do in the games, especially servers. So they'll notice when if someone's not doing much or maybe helping out, or they know this person, and then they'll automatically, when they hear a story or something, or maybe whatever in the life, I just think that there's something mystery about that, because, like, I mean, there was, like, you'll see videos on TikTok where someone goes, well, he said, like, I don't know if it's his dad or that, and he used to, like, there was one story where his dad and his son, they always went on it, but there was like, again, the story was, a guy was a military person, his dad was a military person, so they had to play at a certain time, and I seen that one and I thought, alright, okay, well, that makes sense, like, okay, they have to play at a certain time, and then they've done that was their time of spending time with each other. I get it, off season it, and fair dues, I get it, right, I get it. I think that was a good reason, it was good that the server helped it, but I still don't get how all these people chipped in. Or how they got with the video, like how they got the shit to give it to him, like the stuff to him. Maybe I'm misreading it. Like I said, if someone wants to comment on these types of things, like I said, like it's like if I played the game right now and say, or if I did have the game or whatever, like, and I helped it, and I used to do the same thing. I used to go Fallout. Helped a lot of newbies, anything I know, I will give them shit, I will give them what I can. I would give them the best if I could, like I said, and then all of a sudden someone just destroy my base and that kind of thing. I can get why, and then people would, I wouldn't expect people to help out, and that's being honest with you, but it's, I don't know if it's because of, commonly because there was I'm not saying this it was because of the disability or the fact is he was doing that over his own time and helping out the community. I don't know what one it was. I don't know if it was a disability or just purely because people knew him on that server. He was always on that server. I don't know, man. Like I said, anyone can comment. Like I said, I mean, I have seen stories like cropping up on YouTube or TikTok, but it's not new, the servers where people do that. There is people that do that are just shady, that will just either use someone or they'll just destroy the base, they'll get rid of things, and like I said, then they sign off. You know, that's the classics. But then once they come back on it, they come on it. And like I said, word passes. Like I said, I get it. But if you're in a party chat, that makes sense. But from the videos that I've seen, it didn't sound like he was in party chats. He was just in the server, so it probably in game. You know, like I said, it just surprises me because a lot of people wouldn't bother. It would be like usual. It's like GTA. If you play GTA, just people just blow each other up. Everyone doesn't care. They're just toxic and that's normal. That's the normal in gaming. That's the problem with games. But seeing videos, it's bizarre. Like I said, anyone can comment. Like I said, there's probably like people there's probably that like commonly known in games. People try and use or destroy things. I'm not saying everyone has, but it's a real mess, man. It's just interesting, the stories. I suppose the point is in servers is that's one of the things about servers. You could put a lot of hard work into doing things, or if you're doing it other way, helping out others, and then yet the fact is the matter is people are destroying your shit and not realising. Again, it's if you help a lot of people, the messaging is clear though. It proves my point. Anyone that is helping someone or helping them with a base will get noticed, and it's good when servers do it. That's what I like about it. That's where I liked it. I just wonder if it was that triggered everyone to do it was because one, a disability, or it was just pure they heard about what happened to his base and the community got pissed off because people were going after someone that had done nothing to them. Which I do agree that's petty and pathetic. But you know, that's toxic people. That's, you know what I mean. You got loads of them. You know, on my channel, just talking about different channels. You know what I mean. Stuff that I've seen. There's nothing else I could do. It's not as if the stream's dead. I mean, if people do tune in, I appreciate it. I appreciate if people do comment and like and subscribe. And if they do, I do say this a lot, not all the time, but it would be helpful and nice. I mean, I do have my goal at 1,000 subscribers, so I said 200. Fit as much as can. Like I said, algorithm, fighting the algorithm. I mean, it's not hard to do. It's not a lot to ask for. My goodness. I mean, I've said there are content creators that you can question about, but I'll put my content and do my shit. Do the best what I can. I go to the shop again, man. I fancy going to the shop, man. Get our bottle of juice.
Decent spot to camp.
Set point. Set camp. Inquisitor. Once that you establish your Inquisitor camp, allowing the parties to rest and fulfill the potions and regenerate health, changing party members, and fulfilling your requirements, camp also serve as fast travel points. Yeah, I thought I'd do that. See, that sounds good. At least you know who's on the streaming these things. That's the thing. I think it's good to have the camera to know who's actually behind doing these things. I'm not saying you have to be always on the camera or have a camera, but like I said, if you do stream it, it is kind of one of those kind of... Oh, hello. Hunting... service, you have sampled one of the orange. Oh, hello. I've got the power. I could generate, right? Acquire. Nice. Nice.
This might interest you, sir.
This might interest you, sir. I report you. I mean, like I said, I could do characters, I could do all that kind of thing, but like I said, I don't. It's not my. I mean, it's not my type of thing, but like I could do a thing like that, but it's not for me. I mean, it's not like I said. There's no. Again, it's one of those purpose pain. If I've gotten somewhere, you know, it's kind of like it's got to motivate me to do things. You know what I mean? I got to be motivated to do something if there's a reason for something to do things. Like I said, my day-to-day life, like working on it, it's just I'm doing it to exist and I'm doing it, you know, pay the bills and that kind of thing. That's just real life stuff, I guess. Yeah, but like I said, the idea of games and stuff like that and accessories and all that kind of thing is to pass the time. And like I said, whatever it is you like doing, all two years. It's just, it really is a shame about social media. It's a shame about gaming. Like I said, I mean, I get it. There's probably good people out there that are playing games and enjoying themselves, or maybe helping out. And like I said, it's a shame what happens when these things happen. But like I said, I mean, it's one of those ones. I mean, like the servers are a nightmare. Like I said, the servers, they could have just not chosen not to help, and then it just means you just. Yeah, doesn't go on it anymore and just does it again. And like I said, I don't know private server. I mean, again, I don't know how the servers work. If you can have a private server, I know most of these servers are public and you have to just select a region of these kind of things, but it's a shame they don't have a private server or like one of those things for these cases that do happen. Yeah, I think there's probably things like that, like services. If you're going to play a game in public and that, and you're getting guys that are destroying things, you'd think there would be a private one, so then you can do your same shit and invite people in a sense, and you invite select people that you want. I think that would be ideal. Then if you're on a public server, it's just kind of, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it's different, and the idea is you play with different people. I get it, like I said. When you're on the party chat or whatever, or not, or on servers, but like I said, that's something that people can comment and actually say, would they rather have a private server than a public server for these things. It would be the same way, I guess, GTA, if Rockstar bought, it's the same way any online game. I think if you want to make a private server and still play the games you want to do, that would be like I don't see any harm in that, but like I said, public land, just it's toxic, it's a chore, it's just it goes in flows. Like, you're going to get people that go to destroy things and that, but like when you get the same people that do it, you can report them and get them, ban them, and then get rid of them. That's the whole point. That's what you can do. It's just the consistency of people doing that and bothering, because I don't know where it's laziness or no. I don't know. I just think it's again, it's just all people's actions. The same again. Yeah, I think I've always said the reason why gaming is probably dead is because you get arseholes and they ruin it for people. And like I said, maybe, you know, again, like games get finged on about a lot, and I think it's the reviews and not giving the game a chance. So it doesn't help reviewers, people that don't give games a chance or don't watch their channels. And again, there's always live streamers that are always streaming new games or old games, and you should go back to and watch them and give them a chance. And then if you do fancy them, there's deals. There's always deals on the PlayStation Store, Xbox, whatever you've got. Yeah, I just think it's a lot of people are judging things they haven't even tried or done things. It's quite a complete mess, man. I don't know how you can have an opinion on something if you've never tried it or never seen it. You know, and just, you know, agree with someone, or just, you know, it's one of those mentality we go in party chats all the time. It just feels you maybe doing the same thing. I don't know what it is, man. Not a lot of smart people in the world, that's the problem. A lot of people just tag along and follow. That's alarming.
What is it?
See for yourself, sir.
We must have done enough to draw the attention of the clerics by now. Shouldn't we meet with them?
Nothing to report, sir.
A letter found on the Day Temples. Codex unlocked. Elder, I don't know how this will reach you, but with the last strength of my shaking hands, what else could I do but write you? Whatever it will be, magic or a curse, breach or the Maker punishment. May 4. This is me going slower, so this is me not. Like I said, this is how I speak. I'm going to take the time and read this for change. Read these things. Curse. Skip a lot of these things. A lot of these law things, like I said, a lot of these, there's a lot to do with codex, and there's a lot of things you can go and find, and like I said, everyone's different in their own streams. But I'll read, like, sometimes I'll just skip things, just how I fancy. So here we go. Breach of the Maker is punishing me for abandoning my vows. The end is coming. The terrors are with me, more often than not. I came up here to try to find some peace with those believers, but the the Palaturios, their mouths are cold comfort. Prudence, their mouths are cold comfort. If my mind falls to the demons or my own darkness, I fear that even a weakened Templar will cause too much harm. I took my prayer of biting herbs. It will be over soon. I wish my weakness had not stopped me from meeting you. With your philosophy, I know just where you were, but the madness of your side and mine was too great to gasp. Make her save you. Stay safe, you need no circle. If you carry it with you, love. Physiological. Is a vessel, often a glass. A vial contains the essence of magical being, the circle of magic, and the chantel use. Small philosophic filled with blood taken from the apprentice. Some of these words are apprentice magic to track down mages that turn obstacles to flee the wrath of the Templars. Before an apprentice it passes his herald, his philosopher, what's this? Physical philosopher is kept at the home Hostess is kept at his home circle. Tower physical of first enchanted are stored in the White Spire and Oscurian Circle and the Templar's Order stronghold. Vials belongs to the Legals, yet powerful and controversial mages are kept in careful hidden cargo in a remote location for anyone but a member of the Chanche. Tracking one down is all but impossible, quite literally like trying to find a needle in a hay farm. You know, I would have changed that. Finding a needle in a hay farm. You could have said finding a needle in a haystack. But, you know, I mean, same analogy, you know,
A Templar, I believe.
I doubt these were mere bandits. They moved with the efficiency of a trained group.
No, wait, that's wrong. Right, that's wrong. Right, we'll go back then. Can't go any far, that's our maps are wrong. Nice change of pace of falling damage.
Damn it, Riggs, where are you?
I found Ritz and rescued her from an attack by the Templars. She's fine.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time. It's dangerous out here for everyone. I'm glad the Inquisition is trying to put things right. Thank you again for rescuing Riggs.
No! Lovely. We have a level 4 bits. That's a skill base, so I need to make sure I watch my level. Just still do this. I've done this on the casual, so this is kind of like straight to the simpler, easier, calmer. A pace. Wait. old-fashioned Templars. Infinite! Letters found by noble women's corpses. My lady Versa, I know you're frightened, but the light is the sky. Shouldn't scare you. It's the eye of the Maker, finally coming back to take the faithful to the Golden City. Leave your father's servants and come up into the hills away from the pointless fighting between the Templars and the mages. Let me introduce you to a speaker. She explained everything and we'll be together and happy, waiting for everything to be right in the world. Your love. Oh, hello. What do I got here? And we call it puppy love. Oh, yeah. Everyone bar is a bit deaf. Ankle Mark Cartney. Anastasia. Oh, you can't back. Can't do that. How many things can you mark? Can you mark like. Mark 2 things. Right, that's not bad, mark 2. Let's just rotate around. God, I could do that drink. Do I get another bottle of juice? That's what I'm debating.
Thank you again.
Another rush coming up, coaching. Wait a minute, what about these bad boys? Oh, I know you're going.
Solas, have you always lived alone? Out in the wilderness as an apostate?
For the most part.
Would that not be incredibly trying?
People can be trying. Mankind most of all.
That is an excellent point.
Let the demons come in. All you do is just battle them.
Templar bastards killed my husband and stole the ring from his finger. They deserve to die.
You're saying the Templars attacked your husband?
Aye. He was digging out a stump. The fools couldn't tell a shovel from a mage's staff. Had to be safe, they said. Rebels everywhere attacked him by surprise, sick bastards. They took the ring I gave him on our wedding day in case it was magic.
Farewell.
Yep, stopped the rift. That didn't bother her. Yeah, well. Sketch yourself. No. Letter in an empty home. May you find when you escape with others mages. And I know you're coming here. Father, I told you that if you ever strayed, he'll put you down himself. If you're here, you know he's dead, but I'm not. I'll be killed upstrong and waiting for you at an old Fern Nichols place to the north. I've got Father's sword and my true brothers in the temples. Come if you're a man enough.
Interesting reading. Could be worth a look.
Mother Giselle should be somewhere nearby.
More regions, but you know, training will do. One, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, 4.
That tower is impressive, even as a ruin. I wonder what dreams it might hold.
This update stage. Right, I have a second said. Them the gold 100 figures. Julie rings with Gretel shows took the tribes in times of trouble, fed them, fat them to weaken bones. Warriors great in numbers, sun kissed his swords to fight his wars. Drake scaled shirts, their bodies covered in heart-lined tales of treasure over the seas north of Glens. Whispered words to drive the droves to the golden city where dreams consider quick and dreams alone. Voices whispers, man who knows pushes or tries and tells her scream. Go with the lake.
This would make a good place to camp.
Let's do it then. Our camp base.
Nothing to report, sir. Nothing to report, sir.
Placed a skull out here, and for what purpose? Look, that's the King's Road down there.
The skull illuminates certain objects in the distance. I am not familiar with such magic.
Of course, it had to be a skull that lights up creepy shit.
Way forward, yeah. We got Great means straight to Templars and Campers, we must be ready to fight not only the mages, but those who sympathise with them. We have not the magic mages to what magic to trick the minds of them unaware. Are you not? Are not those people, as we know them, sheep ready to be led by the majesty with authority? People must be protected from mages. It is our right and our duty, but those who support them, those who offer them comfort and food, those who think their duties to supply for us our fight, there are some fights who have lain with the demons and could be of our nation, and they must be slain. As such, we will wage our war from our camp of the west, and we will not stop until the world is moved. That's it. Use the cookies, Danny. Camp, getting ready. Prejudice will produce it most likely for fights between the appropriate mages and the region Templars. God damn, what a mess.
You joined the Inquisition when Seeker Pendergast questioned you.
He was very insistent that I help.
Interesting.
What's interesting?
It's surprising that an elven apostate is the one who joined the Inquisition voluntarily.
Templars have secured a position ahead.
Ah, let's go for it.
must still deal with the apostates, however.
Let's just secure that. West is secured. Alright, so that's... Letter found on the dead body. Take it back, take it back, take it back. Dreams won't stop until you take it back to the western fortress. They will never stop. It will wake up screaming and find the note written by your own sleeping hand. Take it back, or I will draw alliance to it from you. Letter for the dead wolf. I don't care how many demons or opponents are in that area. The package was lost somewhere on the river north of the farms. Follow up and find out. Or we'll find you.
No normal wolf would fight with such determination.
The breach may have driven them mad, or perhaps a demon took command of the pack. Interesting. I cannot say what it is, but there must be a reason the skull illuminated the object. This must be the Horsemaster.
So you're the Inquisition, eh? Watch yourself, Inquisition. It's ugly out there.
What first? Who knows who wishes to seem to be said in chance the bottle of peach.
Name's Dennett. I served our Lehman for 30 years as Horsemaster. I hear your Inquisition is looking for mounts.
It is. Can you help us?
Not at the moment. I can't just send 100 of the finest horses in Ferelden down the road like you send a letter. Every bandit between here and Haven would be on them like flies on crap. You'll have mounts once I know they won't end up as a cold winter's breakfast.
If you have a problem with me personally, I'd like to know about it.
What? This because I called you a Haller Rider? Those Haller are damn majestic beasts. I'll give my right arm to ride one. My wife Elena manages the farms and Bron's in charge of my guards. They'll tell you what they need. Until then, you deserve something better than whatever knock-kneed plow-neg they gave you. The chestnut over there is a purebred Ferelden Forder. Take care of him, and he'll take care of you, Inquisition. Good to see you, Inquisition.
The refugees down at the crossroads could use your help.
Right now, any food I give those luckless bastards might as well go to the rebel mages or bandits. Talk to my man Bron. He'll tell you what those folks need to protect themselves. Once that's done, I'll give as I can. I've no problem with charity, long as it's not wasted.
You said your wife Elena is in charge of the farms.
Yes. A lot of families work our land. They work for us and we take care of them. Elena knows the farms better than I do. Knows what they need. I imagine not being killed by anything would be a start, though.
You said you were once
My horses took sick less and carried a man longer than any of those fancy prancers they've got. You take care of my people, and I'll make sure... The lakes are pretty, though when the weather's odd, you hear tell of spirits. Beyond that, my daughter Sienna said...
I heard what my man said. If you want our horses, then we need our farmers back safe in their fields. Since the breach appeared, the wolves have gone mad. They come after our men like beasts with the water sickness. You deal with the wolves, and our farmers will be safe again.
How are these wolves acting differently from normal?
These beasts, though, it's like darkspawn during the Blight, or when the dead rose. They're possessed.
The Master doesn't want me handing those refugees weapons until they've got any hope of defending themselves. If you put up a few watchtowers, we'd all have more warning before the next attack.
You said you had a way to help the refugees.
I've marked good spots on the map. You set up watchtowers there, I'll talk...
Flowers remember the old ways and the old blood, and we honour that, just as they honour the twisted old horseman nails into the circles taking them into. Okay. So just need to reclaim this, get this land back. Says for the shards, scat around start.
Perhaps the Inquisition could determine the nature of these objects.
That point.
I spy with my little eye.
No.
Oh, come now, Seeker. I'm just trying to be friendly.
Try to be quiet instead.
When you brought me along to talk, perish the thought.
Letter at the abandoned campsite. Come to me, my love. The dream have guided you this far, and now write those words with your own hand for you to read when you wake. You are so close. Come to the tree on the hill where the stone lady stands, bearing offerings so that you know you and we can finally be together. Ah. Oh, Jesus. That's crazy. Okay, inventory's full. What's for staff? Staff of Dragon. That's level 5. Oops. Maybe that's staff 6. let's have a look here. Oh, wait, let's do that one, right? Okay. Hold on. Trying to think if that's the right way. Hopefully, we'll take all the way around. Oh, that's gonna be pain. Can't camp here.
We could make camp here.
12 skill balance, all matched. Level my enemy. I'm like 6 or something. Quest start our level 5. Oh yeah, let's let them go against 12, so I can't go that direction. So let's have a look here. That's yeah. Letter I sent to Omjur. They're telling everyone to leave until the mages have temple stop burning everything down. I saw the way the merchants were looking through. If they just flee, they'll pick our house clean, taking all our projects to the king of the house. You know the one, safe to enter the world. It's about 12. Huh.
Fancy trying out one of my courses?
What kind of racing are you talking about?
I set up a course over there with stakes. It's too narrow to race direct. You try to ride the course before I call time.
I'll try one of you.
Wonderful. You make time. After instance. Fancy another race?
I'll speak with you later.
Nicely done. Fancy another race?
Set up the next course.
Great. Go get mounted. I'll put up the stakes straight away. Fancy another race?
Set up the next course.
Great. Go get mounted.
Ah, go this, go right, go right, go right, go right.
I'll be damned. You've mastered every course I set up. That was some riding.
You deal with the wolves, and our farmers will be safe again.
I'm not familiar with this.
Where does this lead?
Alright everyone, I'm going to stop it there, so just remember to like and subscribe and I'll see you next time and have a nice Saturday.